Live by what you're saying. There's a lot of people around here that I disagree with, but if you live it,
I do live it.
I respect it. Ma'am, you don't, because you have plastic on your face, you have plastic on the water bottle, you have plastic on your
I
feet,
do not own companies to create these things. So I cannot make these things. But until they are available, we're stuck with some things. I do what I can.
Do you believe in? Do you believe that we should have solar systems, or not solar systems, but we should have solar panels on our house?
I do, but I'm here to talk about
so solar panels.
What's on the agenda.
I mean, they are.
And they're also not single use.
Neither is just bottle. Let's go to...
Democrats got exposed again. Senator Mark Wayne Mullin absolutely dismantled this anti-plastic talking point in real time, exposing the hypocrisy, the contradictions, and the total lack of common sense behind the activist narrative. They want Americans to sacrifice their jobs, their energy, and their economy while they sit there surrounded by the very products they claim to hate. This hearing went completely off the rails for the climate crowd. Hit like, subscribe, and stay to the end because we're breaking down every brutal moment of this takedown.
The crisis in our country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Mullin.
Yeah, I just want to follow up with Ms. Bradford. You stated you're against single-use plastics. What specifically are you pointing at for single-use? What products are you talking about?
Thanks. So definitely straws, definitely plastic bottles. I won't say anything else because I can't think of anything else right now.
So are you for recycling and advanced recycling?
No, because it doesn't work and it doesn't happen.
Well, then in your case and everything's single use at that point. If you're not for recycling, then you can't say you're against single use and you're okay with everything else. Because if you're against
I'm for facts, and I think only 9% worldwide are actually recycled.
That's why I say that we should focus more on recycling. Because if you can tell me you're for recycling, then maybe we can work to something. Because a while ago you did say you wasn't against all of it because you got to be realistic, but you're against single use because that's what the chairman asked you. And so if you're against single use, then you must be for recycling.
No, because it doesn't work.
Well, then that doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay.
Because you can't exist without plastic today. We've already pointed that out. And so I don't know what the alternative is. And we talk about this all the time. It's like Ms. Levin mentioned that that glass is an alternative. But if you remember, sir, at our last hearing we had on plastic, for the record, I submitted the McKinsey and Company study that showed that actually plastic has a less carbon footprint than glass. So where are we moving towards? What is it that we want to look to? If we're still for the middle class, and we got to have manufacturing, we pointed that out, that we can't do without it. We're against it, but yet everybody here is using it. I just see a lot of people having a thought process because it sounds good, but no one's actually living by what you believe.
I don't have any single-use plastics in my house.
You know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact because
what products do you not have? What products? Because you just mentioned water bottles.
I don't have water bottles like that in my house.
But most of these water bottles are actually recycled, including the one that I'm having.
So I am a masochist and I do participate in recycling. I just know that it doesn't work internationally. It's not adding up.
Well, I would suggest you maybe doing your homework a little bit more when you come up here and you start talking about this stuff, that you actually understand what it is, the impact that you're talking about.
I do my homework. I do understand the impact. I do know I'm wasting my time recycling because most of it's not recycled. And that's because of the industry. And the fact that plastic is in everything is because the industry forced us to have it.
Then quit using plastics.
Well, the industry should stop making them.
Quit using them. If you feel that way, then
I do. I just told you I do not have single-use plastic bottles in my house. I do what I can.
Hold on a second. You're against all plastic, but you have plastic all around you. So if you're against plastic, then don't use it. Live by what you're saying. There's a lot of people around here that I disagree with, but if you live it,
I do live it.
I respect it. Ma'am, you don't, because you have plastic on your face, you have plastic on the water bottle, you have plastic on your feet.
I do not own companies to create these things. So I cannot make these things. But until they are available, we're stuck with some things. I do what I can.
Do you believe in? Do you believe that we should have solar systems, or not solar systems, but We should have solar panels on our house?
I do, but I'm here to talk about
So solar panels.
what's on the
plastic.
agenda.
I mean, they are.
And they're also not single use.
Neither is just bottle. Let's go to Mr. Sunday. In your opening statement, you mentioned shale gas was a big reason why United States have led the world in CO2 reduction because the energy and natural gas liquids in your manufacturing is less emission intense than overseas manufacturing, especially compared to countries like China. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Clean Air Task Force looked at the methane intensities, and shale gas in Appalachia has the lowest leakage of any basin in the world. And the increased use of natural gas produced in that region, including Pennsylvania, has been estimated to be about 60% of the reason why we led the world in reducing emissions as a country since '05. So big picture, the issue is how do you reduce emissions, keep costs down, and be reliable? That's the long-term challenge. The short-term challenge is every country out there that's relying on Russian oil and gas, we should be doing everything we can to get our energy over there because it's also going to be used more sustainably. Because I can guarantee you, you can see the Boston Globe feature from a couple years ago when an LNG tanker came into Boston. When we got shale gas in northeast Pennsylvania, it's the most prolific in the world. I definitely want the producer standards in my state versus Putin's regime. We saw what that led to.
Do you know what the difference between the two standards are?
It's an order of magnitude. I mean,
Okay.
it's so much so that even if you count for transportation across a tanker, shale gas in the U.S. shipped across the seas is more sustainable than pipe coming in from Russia.
Because they're not using electricity in the ships to bring them here? They have combustible motors in them?
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. And trucks to get them to point A to point B, since we can't build pipelines in the East Coast right now.
Right.
With that, sir, I'll yield back.
Thank you very much. The chair of the committee has arrived, Senator Carper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I start today,
Senator Markwayne Mullin was absolutely right. And what happened in this hearing perfectly captures the modern Democrat environmental agenda. Emotion over facts, slogans over solutions, and hypocrisy over reality. The witness couldn't even explain what alternatives actually work, admitted recycling exists but dismissed it anyway, and then blamed industry while continuing to use the exact products she condemns. That's the problem. These people want to control how Americans live without being willing to live by their own standards. Meanwhile, Republicans brought facts. They pointed out the obvious truth that plastics are essential to modern life. American natural gas is cleaner than foreign energy, and shutting down U.S. production only hands power to countries like Russia and China. Democrats keep pretending America is the villain while ignoring that U.S. manufacturing and energy production are already leading the world in reducing emissions. This is why voters are fed up. Americans are tired of being lectured by elites, pushing unrealistic policies that punish working families while accomplishing nothing. Republicans stood for common sense, energy independence, manufacturing jobs, and reality, and the other side had no answer.